Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worms and germs, geeks and freaks, and welcome to Cinemastrophe'S Cocktail Hour. I'm your host, Tahila Gold, aka Don Perignon, aka Fish, aka The Doctor, aka Logan, aka a bunch of other names I went through over the years. Oh boy, today has been a very long week. Very long week. But I got something good for you today. Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog, our favorite little blue hedgehog developed by Sonic, finally got his movie. Is it the movie we all expected it to be, or is it complete shit? Well, we'll get to that. But first, let me introduce my new co-host, the styling and profiling, jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun, Emma Starkiller.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It was a long week for me too. It's a
Oh.
long couple days trying to watch this movie, actually.
I managed to make it through the first day. But
Oh
I
man.
understand your problems and your grief and your struggle.
Ugh. I'm not the demographic. I guess I can give it that. Like I wasn't the target audience and I don't have a kid. So, but I was looking for like anything that they were giving the parents to like because you know that they had to be there. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
gonna drag your kid's gonna drag you to see this. I don't think I did more than a sharp exhale through my nose about 4 times throughout this whole movie. It was so painful.
There was a lot of painful stuff in this movie. Before
Man.
we get started, first I want to say, by the time you read this, it'll be Friday. Well, by the time you read it, by the time you hear this, it should be Friday. So this is your last week to visit Queens County Farm Museum, located at 7053 Little Neck Parkway, Floral Park, New York, in Queens, New York. We're still there for this last weekend. You have until November 2nd to get your pumpkins and hay rides, and then after it, we're done for the season because it's too cold. I think they're gonna have the Floral Escape open until the 29th of November, but that's just what I heard. So I'm sure if you check on the website, it'll tell you whether or not that's true. 'Cause I don't know. I didn't care enough to ask anybody in the office because I'm not going to be there. Now, I got a comment from the last. Oh, my flashlight's still on, killing my battery. I got a comment from the last podcast I did about Hubie Halloween. And when I first got it, I was going to answer it right away, but I thought it'd be more fun to answer over on the air. So I know I have it here somewhere. What did I do with that? So this comment came from Drew Dennis. He wrote me 3 comments, actually. I'm going to read all 3. So the first comment was, technically, there was a payoff to the kids throwing shit at him at the end when everyone liked him now. Well, Drew, can I call you Dennis? Because I don't like Drew. I don't like you. It's just, it makes me think of Drew Carey, and I don't feel like really thinking about Drew Carey right now. So I'm going to call you Dennis. So, Dennis, I'll say this for that one. You're wrong. That wasn't a payoff because that would have happened either way because that's how they want the story to lay out. What would have been a payoff if instead at the end of the movie they started throwing flowers and candy and stuffed animals at him? That would have been a payoff. Just because they were nice to him wasn't a payoff because that would have happened at the end of the movie. That would have went with the theme of them throwing stuff at him and then getting bigger and bigger. And then at the end, at the nice, that they instead of throwing crap at him, they're throwing flowers and candy and teddy bears and all that good shit. So no, that wasn't a payoff. That was just the end of the movie, which was going to happen no matter what. Second comment he wrote is, it's too easy to hate on this movie. I watched it looking for redeeming qualities. I had a few good laughs, enjoyed a bit of the supporting cast, and was surprisingly entertained almost the whole way through. Hold on, I gotta push the read more button. Plenty of shitty comedies, and Adam Sandler is pretty bad, but for what it's worth, as a silly Halloween movie, you could do way worse. Well, I agree with you there. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any other ones from 2020, so this was the only one I could bitch about. And the last comment he wrote is, "Did you really think you're the only person to think up the cocktail hour as a name for a podcast? Ha ha." Well, it wasn't that I thought I was the only one who thought of the name. It was that I didn't put much thought into it at all. When I decided to do the show, I said I needed a name. I thought of WWE's Dinner for Three, thought of my character's name, and just came up with the cocktail hour. So it wasn't that I thought I was the only one who came up with the name. I just only put 15 seconds into that name. so there you go. You got all your questions answered. And I think we've bullshitted enough before we get into this movie. So we might as well get started.
Oh man, Hubie Halloween was another one. I didn't even make it all the way through,
I mean,
honestly.
you gotta have the testicular fortitude to make it through these.
I mean that I do not have. That one you do have more than I,
That was a.
sir.
Did I make it? Did I? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, no. Actually, I sat through Hubie. No, I actually had to take a break from Hubie Halloween. I did. I had to take a break. I had to take a
Yeah, it was
break
good.
for the past 4 weeks of movies I've watched. Oh, even a lot of you had to take a break during The Lion King. No, I didn't take a break during The Lion King. I just checked out, started fishing.
Well, let's put it this way. When you said I could request movies, just be lucky that you've already seen There's Something About the Joneses. Because I would have requested that.
I might actually do that for the YouTube channel, the other reviews I do. I might actually do that one. I was gonna do it, but then I got burnt out by that time, and then I just completely forgot about it.
Oh, so good. It's so odd. It's oh man. I would I would watch There's Something with the Joneses 25 times in a row as to not ever have to watch the Sonic movie again. Like,
Yeah, no, nope, nope, nope. Once was enough for me. I'd rather watch Sonic 25 times in a row.
all right,
That,
there was more going on. There was more that left to the imagination.
that was an imagination I did not want. I'm good with the one time. One time was curious. I'm not a glutton for punishment. Mm-mm.
Well,
Unless
what
I
did you
actually do the review, then I'll watch it a second time. But other than that, not watching that again. Once was enough.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was pretty sick. What did you, but what was your opinion on Sonic though? Like, what did you think of it since you were able
Oh,
to get
we'll
the
we'll,
first time?
we'll get to that because I gotta go through the movie for the
Yeah,
audience.
yeah, there you go.
So I think we procrastinated a lot. Let's get started. So at the start of the movie, we start with Robotnik chasing Sonic through a city, and then we get the narration. Yeah, know I hate fucking narration, but it was acceptable. This was actually one of those times it was done okay. So,
I
and it
agree.
wasn't like, well, kind of went through the entire movie. Well, it
Yeah,
went through almost the whole first half, sort of, but it wasn't obnoxious. Like they didn't tell you stuff that you could see in front of you. It was more of expressing how Sonic's point of view was about the people in the movie and how he felt towards them. It was that type of thing. So it was the narration in this movie was all right. It was done the way it should be done. Gave you information that you could not see, which is like Sonic's emotions towards these people, how he views them from his point of view. So that was fine. But besides all that, it was still like in the beginning it starts and then there's a freeze and he starts the narration. And then he did you hear this? Like, did you notice when they rewind the tape, it was someone's voice making and
it was his voice.
I was
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
I think it was his like Jim Carrey. You know what I mean? That little Jim Carrey from. Remember when he would do that in like Pet Detective
Yeah,
when he would
but
go,
it
"Let's
wasn't Jim
rewind
Carrey
the tape."
talking the narration. That's why it was
Right.
Sonic. So I was like, and
It throws.
I didn't understand why. I don't understand the point of a mouth rewind anyway. Just rewind the film with a regular
Right.
rewind sound. But the fact that you could tell, and I was just like, what?
Because it takes you a minute to register that that's what he's doing. Yeah. No, I get it. It sounds like you
I
were
just didn't
thinking for a
understand
second.
because pretty much only an adult is actually going to notice that.
Mm.
So it's
That was
not
a
like the
joke.
kids are gonna laugh at him going, "Rip, rip, rip." They're not even gonna notice it because it's very faint. It's so faint, like you barely hear it. You hear more of the explosions than anything else, and I'm just like, so I didn't understand the point of that.
Right. And how is a kid in 2020, especially a kid born when this generation, going to know about the rewind on a VCR?
Exactly, that's the other
Yeah,
thing.
no, I get
Because you
you.
only get that
I can,
sound on the PC. You don't get that on a
yeah,
DVD player. It goes silent, or a
yeah.
streaming network, or the DVR.
I can pick
So
up
I
what you're
guess
putting
that
down there.
so I guess that was for the adults, but it was just stupid. You should just play the rewind sound. What the voice thing was just dumb.
Yeah.
So then what happened after that? It went to where Sonic's home was.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, so it went to where
Oh, yeah.
Sonic's home was. You see Sonic running around. I'm looking at my note number 3 and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so they go with Sonic and he's raised by this owl called what was the name?
Longclaw.
Longclaw. It was Longclaw. Yes, he's raised by an owl who found and adopted him named Longclaw. And I wrote here in my notes, too many pop references in the first 3 minutes. I don't remember what they were, but there was about 8 to 9 pop references in the first 3 minutes. And I was just like, why? Why? Because I knew it was going to be a long movie because it was going to be a shitload more. And there were.
Yeah.
I like almost every 20 seconds there was a pop reference. And
Or shameless advertising.
yeah, and it was just like, "Oh my God, did you shut up with the pop references? Pop references are only funny when they're once in a while.
Hmm.
If you throw them in every 20 seconds, they're just annoying. Because now
Yeah,
you're
that was
just
like
being
the
condescending." Oh, so that drives me crazy in the first 3 minutes. So some people come after him and she sends him to Earth. Now, I did like the fact they managed to get the rings in and it made sense. That was good. That was good how they got the rings in and it made sense. The rings did a Doctor Strange portal that you can jump through. That's what the rings were for. You can jump through different worlds. So that also explains how he gets to Earth. So that was actually pretty good. I give him that one. That was good writing there. And I wrote here when she sent him to Earth to hide. It might have been more interesting if it was longer than 4 minutes. Did you felt no connection between him and Longclaw.
Mm-mm.
There was no tenderness. There was just this person here and there's Sonic. Oh, jump through that hole. It was just I don't even know who the hell was coming after him. There was like some pygmy people chasing him down for no
Right.
reason.
And why Longclaw got shot? You know what I mean? Why she could no longer protect, or why she couldn't go with him? Like
I
why
don't.
she couldn't jump
Yeah,
through
why
the
couldn't she
portal?
come through it? It's just
Yeah,
like could only one person go through at a time?
she had a whole bag of rings,
I I don't see why
right?
only one person can go through at a time, considering it took like 5 seconds to close after he went through. So I don't know why she
And then,
didn't jump through with him. On top of
right,
that,
exactly.
I don't know why these people were chasing Sonic. If I see a speeding hedgehog going down the road, that's not my first instinct. Is that, oh, let me go catch that. My first instinct is, what the fuck was that?
Hmm.
That was weird. And I go about my business.
Right. Yeah, that was,
Because he
yeah,
literally
might
said,
fix
I
him.
led them straight to us, which means this was the first time they saw him. So why are they chasing him? So that made no sense whatsoever. I was
And
very
then
confused by that.
her last advice, right? Her last advice was never stop running and stay hidden.
Yeah, you can't do both.
Right. Hmm.
You you can't stay hidden and keep running. You can't do both.
Right.
So one or the other.
Hide your power. Yeah. I just thought that was cute. That little cute little logic right in the beginning there.
I don't even pay that any mind. So you said that just now. I just thought I was like, you can't do both.
Mhm. Yeah. And I kept tripping up on that. Like every time I restarted that movie, which was, in case you were wondering, 6 times. I just
Uh,
kept tripping up on that same part. On this, like really, they don't really, they really, I didn't miss anything.
no, no, you didn't miss
You
anything.
really feel like you miss a lot.
No, that
Like
was seven
more of the,
minutes of the movie.
yeah.
Nope, actually, no, that was 4 minutes because most of those pop references was while he was talking a long call. So that was part of the 3 minutes of nine pop references in 3 minutes. So that whole from beginning, from the time the movie start up until he goes to Earth is 4 minutes, which is why I
Oh,
put it would have been more interesting to see some type of relationship between them if I would have been invested in her death if it lasted more than 4 minutes.
right. Or even like when they talked about the time he spent as a child. For some reason, that was toward like more in the. It was in the beginning of the movie, but it was more towards the middle when he describes his life as a child and how there was all the rings and open access to loop-de-loops. That would have
Yeah,
been cool.
that's right. He did. I don't know. Wait, did they do that? Yeah, they did do that
But it wasn't
somewhere
right at
towards it.
the beginning. It was him getting like, shot at and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
He
right
explained,
afterwards. Yeah, yeah, right
yeah.
after that he did. They did the loop. Yeah,
Hmm. That would have been cool. I agree with you.
yeah.
They
It was too short. There was no investment there. I wasn't sad that she died because I didn't even know who the fuck that was, other than someone who found
Yeah,
him on the street.
he wasn't a hedgehog. I didn't have any emotional attachment. I'm emotionally attached to Sonic, not to this weird owl that I've never played in a video game or even seen.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be more attached to Sonic right away because he's been around forever. It's just,
Right.
this owl chick just showed up. I don't know who she is, other than an
Mhm.
adopted mother. That's it. I don't know if they had a good relationship, bad relationship. I don't know what she did to protect them. I know nothing. And then she died, and I'm supposed to feel bad.
Right. Right.
Because Sonic makes a
It was
sad face. That's not how it works, guys. That's not how it works at all.
it was like Bambi. It was like the beginning of Bambi. The mom dies right away. You have no
No,
emotional
because
attachment.
no, you spent time with Bambi and his mother together. You get a
That's
good
true. That you
15, 20
got
minutes
more
of them
time.
together.
That's true. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Bambi was better. Bambi was better.
what? And then you felt sad. You was with them for like 15, 20 minutes. Teaching them
That's
about the
true.
forest and stuff. Yeah. No, this is all you know is people are coming to kill him. Get in that ring. All right. Oh, she died. Oh, moving on.
Yeah. Oh man. And then
Ah,
he never talks about it again either.
no, he does. Wait, I think he did once
Yeah. No, I
when
know
he
what you're talking
decided
about.
not to run. Oh, you cut
Hmm.
it off
At
by
the
that
end.
part, but he did it one more time
Yeah.
when he had stopped running. But that's way later in the movie. Let's see what happened next. Let's keep this going. The plot came. Oh, we cut to the cop played by James Marston. The dialogue in this movie is so awful. I mean,
I know.
it's really bad. You have the idiot deputy who was not funny.
Mm-mm.
They gave the cop, his name is Tom. James Madison's character's name is Tom. They gave Tom these jokes that just weren't funny. Like he does a speedometer. First of all, this joke has been done a million times. It's never been funny. But he did the speedometer joke with the turtle, and I'm just
Hmm.
like, no one found this funny 20 years ago. No one found this funny 30 years ago. No one's finding it funny now. Stop with the speedometer and turtle jokes. It's not funny. Ugh.
No,
And that's the
children
one I
deserve
remember
that.
the most because it was so bad and so old. Just, oh, God. And then Sonic starts being a dick to the guy for no reason. Like literally no reason. He starts messing with his speedometer and stuff, like running back and forth. So the speedometer says 300 miles an hour, then 300 miles an hour, just because they just
And
had
keep in mind, his mom told him, right? Stay hidden.
exactly. Well, he's not doing
Yeah,
that
that's
shit.
fun.
Exactly. He ain't doing that shit. And I get you
Mm-mm.
needed a way to introduce them, but it didn't have to be this stupid.
And he said as a child that of course he didn't do any of those things, but like, come on, what was his excuse then?
I mean, there was such a they could have had. They could have written it as Sonic just like they could have written it as the turtle was about to get run over by a car, which they threw in there anyway.
Mhm.
But the turtle's about to get run by the car. Sonic runs by and saves him, and then the speedometer goes off, and the guy's like, "What the hell?" And then he goes and then he finds one of Sonic's quills. That would have been better because you threw it to him saving the turtle from being smashed, it getting run over anyway. So you could have done that instead of having Sonic look like an asshole.
I actually jumped at that part. I actually thought, like, when Sonic came by and saved the turtle from getting run,
Uh,
like, that was the one jump scare part that was the one
you
part that
fell for
pulled the
that?
most from me.
This is
Yes,
what?
that was the
Rated
one part
G,
that pulled me.
PG? They can't kill turtles. They can't kill anything.
No,
They can't even kill a fish, and I'll get to that later. I think you might have checked out by that part.
I don't remember the fish part, but
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think
a
you.
fish on his head.
Oh, okay. Oh, you hadn't checked out by that part. All right. So let's see. Oh, and then that was the other thing too. When they saved the turtle, they did the Quicksilver joke. Did you watch the X-Men movies, Apocalypse and Days of Future Past?
Yeah, yeah,
I
I've seen them
forgot
all.
I
I
forgot
have
which
to.
one it was, but remember? Oh, you saw this part. The part where Quicksilver was running with the dog and he had the gums fly. They did the same thing with the turtle.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that.
And I was just
Hmm.
like,
They keep pulling the same jokes over and over again. Yeah,
it's another fucking pop reference. And I'm just like, you can't even just keep it verbal. You gotta do
Mm,
visual pop references too.
right. It was like none of this movie. And you know what else it reminded me of when I just got done talking about it with my boyfriend? I said, this, you know what made the Deadpool movie cool is all the slow-mo parts where he does all the things when time has stopped, right?
Yeah.
So that's entirely what made this movie cool. Like it was like it pulled from other Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like every
Oh
little
yeah, yeah,
bit
yeah.
that you keep talking about, that's what made this movie good. It wasn't any of its own original idea.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Not no no, not every Marvel. It just pulled from I think it pulled from every movie they could possibly find.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So, but it was a lot. Not only movies too. I'll get to that too. Not only movies. So, okay, I wrote here we were 6 minutes in because that was the what's the name, and we had at least 10 pop culture references, and I was being generous because I'm sure I forgot a few, so I just put down 10. And then we have Sonic. He's talking about his life in the town. None of these people see him except for this one guy who's the town idiot. So, he's got to be a bumbling fool. Of course, the bumbling fool's the only one who sees the monster, and he called him the Blue Devil, which
The
is
town
actually,
schizophrenic.
I think that was another fucking pop reference. I just realized that because the Blue Devil was a DC character that appeared in Swamp Thing a lot.
Hmm.
That was another fucking reference. He was
Wow, Easter eggs.
that's just going on
Uh,
to that. And there was a crazy guy in there who kept talking about the Blue Devil in the woods, in the swamp. He wasn't talking about Swamp Thing. It was actually this gargoyle looking guy. But anyway, another fucking pop reference. So yeah, and Sonic is doing the whole you're on the outside, but you pretend like you're part of the family, even though they never see you or talk to you or anything like that. Just to get across to the audience about his loneliness. We find out that Tom has a girlfriend. It was his wife. His wife. I was actually his wife. He's married to. What was
Pretzel
she? A
lady.
nurse? She was a vet. Who was she
She's
played
a
by?
vet.
I forgot. Uh,
Sonic calls her Pretzel Lady.
yeah, Sonic called her pretzel lady, and he was Donut Lord because he talked to donuts and sometimes eats them.
Dude, Wow.
Who the fuck talks to donuts? I don't know. Why anybody would want to talk to a donut? I don't know. What are you going to say to a donut? I'm going to eat you now. Sorry. So I don't understand why they thought that was a funny joke. So then we get to, yeah, I'm skipping a lot because a lot of it was uninteresting. Did I
Yeah,
write down? No, I didn't actually, because I had to actually take a break, and I don't remember when it was. It might have been after the stupid pretzel lord joke. Normally I write it down when I take a break, but no, I don't think I wrote it down. But I knew it was pretty early. It was pretty. I think I was 18 minutes in and I had to take a break. I literally paused it. I was 18 minutes in. I paused it, went and got myself a drink. And then I called the Chinese food restaurant, ordered me some fried chicken and French fries. Walked around the corner, and picked that up. Came back, ate all my French fries. Went out and had a joint, and then came back in and put it back on. And I'm pretty sure it was about that donut lord time. I was just like, no, it was after the Blue Devil. It was after the Blue Devil part. Yeah, I needed a break after that.
so painful.
It
You
was.
know, shortly after for us as well, 'cause we walked away from
Yeah,
we had
I needed a
Spencer.
break. I needed a break. It was too much zaniness. Everything was happening too fast. There was too many pop references, and it was all in like a not even like a 15-minute time span. I didn't even think it got. I just said I was like 18 minutes in, so we wasn't even at the 20-minute mark, and it was already. And this is a 2-hour movie,
Right. I can't.
so what you gonna
Like
say?
after the first chase scene, I thought they could have wrapped it up then. They could have wrapped it up then. Honestly, I was like, wow, there's more. There's more. I recorded myself watching it
Oh man!
twice. I recorded myself trying to watch it. Actually, the second
Wow.
time was successful, but oh my goodness.
So yeah, his wife
Yeah.
is a vet, and then he tried out. I think he applied to the San Francisco. Yeah, he applied to the San Francisco Police Department and got accepted. So now he has to leave from this small town. I don't remember what his town was, and I really don't care to look it up. But he was living in a small town, so now Tom wants to move from the small town to San Francisco. This plays a role later. This is the only reason why I'm bringing this up. Actually, it plays a role for quite a few things. So yeah, he's married. I wish I could remember the woman's name. She's been in a lot of stuff. Mostly plays a wife. You can look it up yourselves. Um, so then, so then we have a scene with Sonic playing baseball by himself, and and that's when I wrote too much tomfoolery.
Hmm.
When you was a kid, you watched movies meant for kids. Well, did you sit the fuck down and watch the movie, or were you jumping around like a goddamn idiot?
Yeah.
You would sit down and watch the movie, right?
Right.
Because you was invested.
Exactly.
The problem with these movies for kids today is they were all written like every child in America has ADHD. So everything has to be really fast.
Hmm.
Listen, assholes, the whole point of me putting this movie on is so my kid sits the fuck down. If you have everything going at 30 miles an hour, you're building up the energy and they're gonna be bouncing off the walls the whole fucking time. I want peace and quiet. When I was a
Hmm.
kid, they put The Lion King on. I sat there and watched it. I was invested. Everything was at a medium pace for me to understand and know what was going on. I felt emotion. There was connection because I had to sit there and understand. But when you
Right.
have like all this stuff bouncing around, he's doing this, now he's doing that. Now this person's doing this. Well, the kid's just going to imitate it and jump all over the place, trying to do the same thing.
Oh yeah. That what I understood from Sonic from an outsider's point of view was he was he had a little too much energy. He was a little too all over
Little.
the place. And yeah, and he kept, what was he, a peeping Tom? He kept stalking that cop and the pretzel lady.
When he was in the tree, all I can think of was Marty McFly and Back to the Future.
Right?
I mean, not Marty McFly, George. He's in the tree with the binoculars looking at Elaine get dressed.
Another
Uh,
reference.
uh,
Another. Oh man. And this movie, oh, from an outsider's point of view, like on paper, it looks so yeah, it looks pretty bad. If you made a person do these things, it would look pretty bad.
oh yeah. But my point is, slow your fucking movie down. Let the kids feel some
Yeah.
emotion. Let them be invested. So Sonic does more tomfoolery. I get to watch. I didn't time it because I didn't give a fuck. By this point, I was annoyed by all this tomfoolery. But he plays baseball by himself. He plays every position, and it's not like, oh, let's say you watch the Flash play baseball. He pitches the ball. He throws it. He goes to field it. He throws it. He goes there and he tags himself out. No, this is like Bugs Bunny playing baseball. He's at every position. He has to talk. Each one has to have a character. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's funny for Bugs Bunny. You know why it was funny for Bugs Bunny? Because there was someone else there interacting with him. It's not funny when it's somebody by themselves. Bugs Bunny had an opponent. He played all the positions except batter. Oh. So after all that, and I'm sure that went on for a good 3 or 4 minutes. Somebody watch this movie and time it, and then write in the comments how long that went, because I don't want to watch it again to find out. But I am curious how long it went. I want to see if they pulled the fucking Lion King on us. So after all that, he realizes he's alone and he's lonely, and he starts running in circles, and he blows out the entire town. Oh yes, now I remember when I took my break. So this wasn't 18 minutes in. This is still within the 15-minute mark. I know when the 18-minute mark came in. So after that, oh, I wrote idiot deputy is not funny because they made him like completely stupid when the power went out. The government
Yeah.
sends in Robotnik to investigate, and that was when I had to go get something to eat because they was doing the sitting at the table shtick, but it wasn't funny. They were doing the quick talking nonsense, and one person playing the idiot type thing, but it was written so poorly that none of it was funny. Not a single word. The acting was fine. The
Hmm.
pacing for it was on par. But the dialogue was so bad that nothing landed. All the jokes fell flat. I felt bad for the actors because they were giving their hearts to it. They were pouring their hearts out in those roles trying to make this funny, but the dialogue was just terrible.
Yeah, all of the characters were believable. I absolutely give you that. They were good actors.
Yeah, it was just the
I
dialogue
agree.
they were giving, and it's like, ah,
That movie was a paycheck, I feel like.
yep, that's what I wrote. Ah, there
Yeah.
it is. Needed a break from movie. No 13. Right at, and that was 18 minutes in. That was
Wow.
18 minutes in.
Hmm.
So after I had my meal and my drink, I was introduced to Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. He was fine. He was being Jim Carrey. I had no problems with that. It's not like Robotnik ever had a real set personality. They gave him sort of an Archie Bunker personality in the original cartoon, but then they kept changing his personality with every adaptation of the cartoon. So and I think different adaptations of the game kept changing his personality. So that wasn't a problem for me.
When I when they introduced Jim Carrey, I immediately thought of Grandma's Boy Grew Up. Um, do you remember the robot guy from Grandma's Boy? The boss that would act.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember that. I remember the movie. I remember certain parts. I don't remember that. I don't remember
Mhm.
that character. I remember Kevin Nash being in it.
It was the boss that he went against playing the the video game, and he's like, "What happened? Did I break it?" And he oh my God, he walked around that entire movie
Oh
acting
wait,
like a
yeah,
little
yeah, 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 yeah. Not, oh,
yeah.
that guy. I gotta watch that movie
Yeah, and
again. That
that's
was
what I
actually
thought
funny.
when I saw Jim Carrey. I was like, "Wow, the robot guy grew up.
The
He's Sonic's arch nemesis now. I get it.
robot guy
He's a
grew up.
hipster Hitler." That's all I could see.
It was,
Grandma's boy, hipster Hitler.
it was, it wasn't Carrey's fault. He was being Jim
No,
Carrey.
no.
It was the dialogue they gave him. The dialogue was just terrible, just really bad. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's gonna keep coming. It was just poorly written.
But like Jim Carrey's line, actually, the only time I laughed is when he talked over the colonel or the sergeant or whatever that military person was. That was the only
I
time
didn't
I
even find
laughed
that
with his
funny. I don't. It was just. Yeah, I didn't even find that funny. I didn't even find that funny. The dialogue, because I just couldn't get past the dialogue they was using. It was just
line. Yeah,
awkward and clunky. Basically, no one talks like that. And I'm not
right.
talking about the mannerism. I'm talking about the words being used. No one talks like that. So it wasn't funny. It was just weird. It was just
Mhm.
poorly written. Um, and then there was the other thing too. I don't know if you noticed, but there was like a lot of bad edits in this. Like when they first pull up and the sergeant turns his head, he turns his head all the way around. They cut to the truck pulling up, and then when they cut back, you see the sergeant halfway turning around. I was like, but he'd
Mhm.
already turned all the way. I was like, there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of terrible edits. And I'm like, they didn't notice this. I don't know. Maybe we were on a
Right.
time crunch because they had to change Sonic's design. But it was bad. I mean, like, it was really noticeable. And it happened a few times throughout this movie. I didn't notice it until that one part. I'm sure there was bad edits in the beginning, but I didn't notice it to that one part. And after that, I started seeing it more and more. So I don't know. Maybe they were on a time crunch because they had to change Sonic's design. And that whole thing was because Paramount was stupid. The reason Sonic looked the way he did the first time is because Paramount said that the fans would be upset, but the Main Street audience would not. Sonic's a pop culture icon. Your Main Street audience is the fans. Everybody knows who Sonic is. Everybody knows what he looks like. So that was a stupid error on your part. I was like saying, oh yeah, they don't care if you make Mario into a tall, skinny black guy. Main Street audience isn't gonna care. We all know what Mario looks like. He's a short Italian plumber. Like, I'm like, when it comes to pop culture, fans are your mainstream audience, fool. They're
Mhm.
intertwined.
Oh
So
my
maybe
goodness.
that was the problem. But that kind of hurt my viewing of it because yeah, those bad edits was really noticeable. So they start coming in on the cave Sonic was living in, so he has to leave. He goes to Tom's house. Why he went to Tom's house, I don't know. Like he was about to leave. Okay, so he was about to leave with the ring to go to a planet of mushrooms.
Mhm.
And the dogs, he hears the robots outside. So he puts the ring back into his pouch and goes to Tom's house. Why didn't he just jump through the ring? I I I, I had to pause it at that point because I was very confused, and I know writers write themselves into a corner sometimes, but come on. Like you could have had him just about to throw the ring and the ceiling collapses in on him.
Mhm.
Then he has a reason to run. But he just puts it back in there and runs away, and I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand why he went to Tom's house to do it. He could have just went into the woods and threw the ring out and jumped through it while he was running away. There's a million things he could have done. He could have went underwater and threw the ring in there. Why go to Tom's house? So that made absolutely no sense. Then he goes in Tom's attic. Now he's breaking into the man's house. I don't know why. Again, I don't understand this. I don't understand the logic behind any of this writing. But he goes up into the attic. Now Tom has a problem with raccoons. No, he went not to his attic. He went into his garage. So now Tom has a problem with raccoons. So he thinks it's a raccoon. He runs in there. He shoots Sonic in the leg when he has a ring out. Sonic, the way the rings work is whatever you think of, that's where the portal opens. So Sonic sees his shirt that says San Francisco because he's supposed to be going there for police work, drops the ring. The ring opens up on the floor, and then Sonic passes out, and his bag of rings falls through the portal to I don't remember the name of the tallest building in San Francisco, but it falls on top of the tallest building in San Francisco. This was just all bad writing. None of it made any type of sense. They all had a million different solutions to them, but
I think it's called the Space Needle.
you're right. It was a space needle. It was a space needle. I remember the needle part. Yeah, the space needle.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure. I'm like looking it up, but it's not coming up.
But this has been the way this movie has been written from the very start. Makes no sense. Has 20 million different ways to solve the solutions that no one does, and a bunch of tomfoolery. So then he puts Sonic inside a dog cage, which he doesn't lock, by the way. Sonic wakes up and just walks right on out. He's freaked out because he's talking to him, but decides to help him against Robotnik anyway, who shows up at his house, tracing Sonic's energy signature. Again, more bad edits. Like Jim Carrey's head kept moving from the position. His back of his head would move to a different position than his head was facing when you was looking from him in the front. More bad jokes. Um, Robotnik finally gets annoyed and actually decides to try and kill Tom if he doesn't tell him where Sonic is. So now Robotnik's just a straight up murderer or attempted murderer, whatever way you want to look at it. So Sonic
Well,
reveals himself to save Tom after that point.
he told a story about how he crippled the last person that went against him. So at least he's a previous attempted murderer.
Well, no, he just broke his jaw and made him eat through a
Drink through a
straw.
straw.
Yeah, see, that's not that. Now he's just going on to a full-on attempted murder because he was
There you
about to
go.
shoot the man to death.
He's evolving.
So yeah, Sonic reveals himself to save Tom. They managed to escape. I don't even remember how. I think I kind of checked out at that point. Um, and then Tom, being the dick he is, decides to ditch Sonic. Like, just tells him to get out of his car on the side of the road. San Francisco's that way. Run. I don't understand that at all. Sonic runs and then comes back with a fish in his head, and it was at that point I noticed that everything within 5 inches of Sonic looks completely animated,
Hmm.
especially the fish that was on his head. And I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why they didn't just take real pictures and animate them instead of just like you can't take a real picture of Sonic and animate him because he's animated, but you have real pictures of fish.
Hmm.
You have videos of fish flopping around. They could have put that on Sonic's head. But instead, they just decided to they decided to computer generate the fish. And when you have a computer generated object on top of a computer generated object, it makes the one you want to look semi real look even more animated.
Hmm.
So I don't understand that. They said, I forgot the company. I looked it up afterwards. They said the company that did that, who did Sonic, took notes from Ted, Well, they should have took notes from the fucking Hulk because the Hulk looks real.
Hmm.
Because they just animated the Hulk. They didn't have any extra things to animate on him. Everything else was whether they made it and whether they animated real life pictures or not. It wasn't computer animated stuff. The only computer animated thing was the Hulk. So that's where they should have took reference from instead of Ted, because everything Sonic touched and whatever was in like a 5-inch radius around him, it looked completely animated every time. So that was really bad choice on the special effects department because they took the wrong movie to model Sonic after. That's for sure. So when Sonic comes back, he reminds Tom that he shot him, which is why he lost his ring, and Tom agrees to take him to San Francisco. On the way there, more tomfoolery. You had road trip tomfoolery this time. And Sonic wants to go to what was the world's largest rubber ball
Yeah.
stand or something. You made it that
Hmm.
far? Oh,
Yes.
let me know
Yeah.
when you finally checked out. So,
Oh,
oh no,
well,
when
no.
I get there, let me know. Let me know when I get there. So when I get to the part, let me know when you finally checked out.
Oh, we already got there. The part where I checked out was when he dropped the ring through the San Francisco,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
when I turned it off and went to the dispensary. I thought it would make it better. I didn't. It didn't.
Wait, did you finish the movie? Or you kept? Did you finish the movie?
I finished it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did finish it. It just
Yeah,
took you
I
4
finished it.
days.
Yeah, it took me. Yeah. Yep.
I don't blame you. I've had to do that a couple of times. Um. Oh yeah, the world's largest. Yeah, and he goes and he comes back with souvenirs, and the first thing I wrote down was, so did Sonic just rob the gift store because he has no
Yeah.
money,
Right.
and he came
Exactly.
back
I
with
wrote
all these
down
gifts for him.
the mouse pad and stuff,
Yeah, I was like,
the hat.
wait, did he just rob the gift store? Because he has no money. He
Right.
doesn't even know what money is. I was very confused by that. But I guess that's how he got all the stuff in the cage. So Sonic's a thief
Well,
now.
yeah. Well, he's
Hey
allowed to be. He's
kids,
hanging out with
Sonic's a
cops.
thief. Yay! They stop so Tom can call the office and tell him he's leaving for a few days because they pretty much just ran out the house. And he leaves Sonic in the car. And I also wrote this down too. Why would Sonic think bikers are cool? I mean, don't get me wrong, bikers are cool, but why would Sonic think that?
That what isn't cool?
No, that bikers are cool.
Oh, oh, that bikers are cool.
Why would
Yeah,
Sonic
I.
think that? Like bikers are cool, but Sonic has the mentality of a 9, 10-year-old in this
Mhm.
movie anyway. Why would he think bikers are cool all of a sudden?
Yeah, and I feel like from a 9 or 10-year-old biker would be kind of intimidating.
Yeah, I'm like, have you ever known a 9 or 10-year-old to say, "Wow, that guy is cool with his motorcycle"?
Right.
So, like, no, I didn't understand that
No, that's
part.
a toddler. That's a toddler.
But I mean, like, I understand, yeah, Sonic is supposed to be 16 years old, but in this movie, he has the personality of a 9, 10-year-old. So I didn't understand why he would think bikers are cool.
Right.
Speaking of which, now you have this 9, 10-year-old in a bar
And he's getting served. No problem.
because, yes, yes, because after listening, he comes, Tom calls the deputy, and it turns out Robotnik's standing right next to the deputy, and he hangs up. He goes back to looking for Sonic and finds him in the bar. And a woman says, "You can't have a kid in here." And he says I don't know what age he said, but he said he's old and he has a rare disease that makes him look like that. Oh my God. This suspension of disbelief, and then it's just shattering the fourth wall with your fucking head until your brains explode. What universe would a fucking blue hedgehog with fur on his face and a rodent like nose wearing a cowboy hat, a scarf, Was he wearing a scarf or was he actually wearing a jacket?
I think he was wearing a jacket.
A jacket, sunglasses, and nothing else. Be some type of disease. And then they get into a bar fight. So now you have this 16-year-old mentally challenged because he has the personality and IQ of a 9, 10-year-old get into a fight in an establishment that sells alcoholic beverages with full grown adults. And this is supposed to be for kids.
Hmm. And then they pull out the same bit, right?
Yep.
That they've already
Yes,
done.
they
How
did.
many
They
times now?
pulled this is the
Once or
sec
twice already.
this is
Slowing down time.
this is the second time they did it. Yes, they pulled the Quicksilver thing again.
Yeah.
And he trips everybody up and moves all the stuff around, blah blah blah, and takes out the whole bar. And Tom is okay with all this. They walk out laughing. So Robotnik's manages to track them down. Sciencey stuff. And okay, I don't know if you noticed this, but I did. They're in the truck and they're having a conversation. And I wrote here in my notes, conversation with Sonic and Tom is actually really good. The dialogue was better. The pace slowed down. The jokes were actually funny. There was a forced conflict between Tom and Sonic about Tom leaving, but this was really good. I mean, the forced conflict would have been better. It would actually there wouldn't have been a forced conflict. The conflict would have been better if they didn't spend so much time on the tomfoolery. Like I did not see this. Like I said, I didn't see Sonic play baseball by himself for I'm presuming was 4 or 5 minutes. They could have cut
Right.
that in half and focused more dialogue on this, and this would have been great. And I had to look this up in the credits. When it got to this part, it seemed like there was two different people writing this, and there were. I
Mm,
waited at the end of the credits. I looked, and it said it was written by two people. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if all their work is like this because they collaborated 4 times before. I believe I saw. I think they collaborated on 2 different movies and two TV an episode on 2 different TV shows. I think. So I don't know if their collaboration is always like this, where it seems like one half of the movie is written by one of them and the other half is written by the other. But this you could clearly tell the difference, and that's bad. That is
mhm,
really, really bad. I don't know if they work like that. That's how it works all the time, but they need to kind of blend their styles together so it's a smooth transition for who's writing what because you can tell right away. And the movie gets better from this point on. I was surprised because it had to do with all that other shit. And then from here, it gets better. There's a hell of a lot less pop references. So yeah, it was written by 2 different people, and you can seriously tell. So we get the forced conflict. Yeah, and it's a Robotnik attacks him, which breaks up the conflict for a little while. Robotnik's attacks him, and they had a gag where the robot attacks him, and each time it gets smaller and smaller. And it was actually pretty funny because unlike the other one, there was actually a payoff for this one. The tiniest one turned out to be a bomb. So there was a payoff to it. The smaller the device, the more devastating it is. That was the payoff to the running gag joke. Sonic gets hurt, so he takes him. I take it back. The movie doesn't get better after this. I forgot. I forgot.
I wasn't sure if we were watching the same
And
film or
why I
not.
had to suffer through this 2 movies in a row, I don't know. But he takes it to his girlfriend's sister house. This girlfriend is dumb as a block of bricks. She's dumb. She's loud. She's overweight. The stereotypical black person. Twice I had to deal with 2 movies, 2 weeks in a row with 2 different movies. I had to deal with this shit. I was so annoyed.
Like I didn't like the comment where he said she said, my sister told me to check your phone for dating apps. And as they hung up the phone, she spells divorce. It
I
seemed like
for,
such an overreaction.
I forgot all about that because I just blinked that out of my mind. Because I thought it was gonna be like when that happened, I thought it was gonna be a one-time thing. I thought it was a sister cameo and that was it. Then his wife would come home at some point. I didn't
Hmm.
know he was gonna be there. She's gonna be there for like 15 minutes. Just
Oh yeah.
and she wasn't on screen for 15 minutes. But just the fact that they were in her house, you knew she was around was annoying enough.
She had a lot of lines. I feel like she had
Too
some of the
many
funnier lines
lines.
too, but she wasn't that important of a character.
Oh, I didn't
Like,
find
put
any
on
of
my
it funny.
Fitbit, honey, so I can get some steps. Like, that was a funny line.
I didn't even find that funny. I
I,
I maybe by that time I was so annoyed
but I
because
didn't
they
laugh
made her
at it. I'm just
so
saying, I thought it
ignorant,
was,
so ignorant.
yeah, yeah.
Like at one point, wait, is there anything? Oh, okay. Wait, before I get to that, oh, yeah, there's something. So yeah, he brings Sonic there. She's yelling at him, being loud and obnoxious. The sheet comes off of Sonic. She faints, so they tie her up. And then he's asking his wife to help Sonic because he's a hedgehog. He told him he was a hedgehog. Made sense because I would think that was a hedgehog if I saw it. And this is where Sonic gets his shoes because the little girl gives him shoes after he wakes up. Then he explains everything. Hey, he explains his girlfriend. He says his girlfriend, and he explains everything to his wife, and she decides to go with him to take what's the name to San Francisco to Sonic San Francisco. This is how ignorant her sister is. This is why I probably this was the point where I checked out on her because when his wife agrees, the sister goes, aliens, he out his damn mind. I told you he crazy. Did you not just see the half dead blue fucking hedgehog in his arms?
Right.
I was like, what? I just I that's when I checked out on that character completely. I was done. I was
Okay.
done. I was done. So when the little girl was running around her, yeah, saying it's gotta go fast, which I got, I think that was another one of the rare pop references. They did it twice. When Sonic woke up, he rolled out "Gotta Go Fast," which did not annoy me as a pop reference because it was a Sonic pop reference. So I got it. That was like one of the that was the what he used to say in the very intro of one of the reincarnations of the cartoon. So that one was actually pretty cute. That was pretty cute. I give him that one. That was like the only pop reference I wasn't annoyed by because it was a Sonic pop reference. It fit.
Right. It was appropriate.
Yeah. Uh. So they get to San Francisco. He knows his keys. He knows his rings is on the roof. So he runs in the building, comes out and say, "No good. You need a special access key to get up there." First thought that came to my head: why didn't he just run up the side of the building?
Exactly, me too.
So
You know what? Me too.
I was like, why doesn't he just run up the side of the building, get his
You
rings?
do it in the video game,
The Flash does it all the time. Why
right?
can't you? Because he wouldn't have got this bag, this Sonic in the bag joke at the elevator, which would have been fucking hilarious if they hadn't already played it in the trailer. The one joke that made me laugh in the entire movie, I laughed how many months earlier? I think 11 now. I think that first trailer came out like at the end of November, beginning of December. So I think 11 months now before they decided to change it. That was the only joke. I was sitting there watching the trailer, and when they did that joke, I died laughing. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this will be a pretty good movie because that was pretty funny. Nope. That was the only joke that made me laugh, and it made me laugh 11 months ago. So this time around, I was just like, This would have been funny if they had kept it out of the damn trailer. They would have got a laugh out of me. I mean, technically they did, but not from watching the movie. Uh, oh yeah, okay. I'm like QS, right? I know what that stands for. So they get up there. Robotnik finds him again. He pushes Tom and his wife off the roof. Not Robotnik, Sonic, because Robotnik's about to shoot them all because he's going full on homicide at this point. And I wrote here, Quicksilver not as entertaining the third time because they did it a third time. Fortunately, it was interrupted midway through, and he saves the Tom family by throwing a ring down, thinking of the hometown that they live in, so they land in the barn over there. Not splat down from the sky, but they just go parallel to the ground into the barn into some hay. So that made sense. And then we get back to oh yeah, so then Robotnik starts chasing him. Yeah, Robotnik starts chasing him, and they go back to the intro where the narration started. And I wrote here, clearly they've been watching The Flash because this scene was actually pretty damn good. But they did everything. They watched The Flash, so they just did everything they do in The Flash. So that was the only reason why it was good. But yeah, it was pretty damn good. They end back at the town. Tom gets into a fist fight with Robotnik. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Oh, okay, no, before that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of checked out. How did Sonic get injured?
How did Sonic get injured?
When Robotnik
Wait,
was chasing him. When Robotnik was chasing him through San Francisco. I don't know what happened. I checked out for some reason and I didn't feel like rewinding it. But the next thing I know, Sonic was diving through a ring to the hometown and his back was
I
all
think he
messed up.
hurt his leg. I think they said he broke his leg or he hurt his leg.
I thought he got hit by a missile or something. I don't know, like, did he do a.
He probably could have, but I remember when the nurse was the pretzel
Oh, no,
lady
no,
was bathing
before that. But, no,
up.
no, I'm talking about later when at the end, towards the end, when Robotnik was chasing him
Yeah,
before he got to the hometown through the ring. Somehow he got hurt. Did you
I
see how
can't
it happened? Yeah,
remember. No, I don't remember now.
I don't remember what I was doing, but I kind of checked out. I got distracted, and I did not feel like rewinding. Anyway, somehow Sonic gets hurt. He gets through the ring, but somehow manages to get hurt. And that's when the fist fight starts. And then Robotnik starts asking why. Oh, and then the rest of the town people come out, and Robotnik starts asking. Ooh, excuse me. Robotnik starts asking, "Why are you protecting this alien? He don't belong here." Blah blah blah. Does that sound political to you? And
Mhm.
Tom says because he's his friend. And hearing being called Tom's friend unlocks Sonic's powers. Don't understand how that works. Hey,
Mm-mm.
Amber, you're my friend. Feeling different?
I don't feel anything.
Oh, well, clearly that's
I'm
bullshit
sorry.
then. So yeah, Sonic goes all Super Saiyan Blue. Knocks Robot. Oh, tells Tom. I don't need to throw that away. He tells Tom to I don't know. He signals to Tom to open up a portal. Tom just has the idea. I don't know. I forgot what happens. But then he does the Sonic spin, knocking Robotnik into the portal, leading to the world of mushrooms. That's what it was. And he's stranded there. After that, you get the happy ending of Sonic being part of the family, cover up, the usual bullshit. And we see Robotnik in the world of mushrooms, getting fat and growing his mustache, starting to look like Eggman. Oh yeah, the reason Sonic called him Eggman because his robots look like eggs. Of course, in the sequel, and there will be a sequel, he'll look like regular Eggman. So yeah, that was it for Sonic. Final thoughts? Well, for
Oh.
me, the first half of the movie is the worst half. If you can tolerate the ignorant black woman, the second half is actually pretty good. Pacing is much better, dialogue is much better, a lot less pop references. much funnier jokes. Well, no, I'm not even gonna say much funnier jokes. Funnier jokes, because jokes are actually funny. Funny jokes. Good action sequence, except for that one stupid third Quicksilver thing. But that first half, oof, oof.
Hmm.
I wish I was high the entire first half. Fortunately, I got high during half of the first half.
You would have fallen asleep. I'm just telling you. You would have fallen asleep. If you were high in the first half, you wouldn't have been interested enough to watch through the second. So,
What was your final take on the movie?
oh, it was painful. And, I wasn't the demographic. Uh, I you couldn't pay me to watch it again, that's for sure.
I paid for this. Yeah, I paid $5, but still, I paid. Well, you know what? I got my $5 worth. I take that back. I was about to get upset, but you know what? The second half was worth $5. I got my $5 worth.
Yeah, yeah.
I got
I
my
I
$5
feel
worth.
like I would let my kid watch it.
I wouldn't.
I would let my kid watch it.
I don't know
But
if I would let my kid
I
watch
wouldn't
it.
watch it with him.
I don't know if I would let my kid watch it because then they'd be bouncing all the walls. You want them to sit down and relax so you can get a little rest.
Right.
Not telling
Right.
them to not sit. Have to tell them to sit down every 5 seconds because they want to imitate what's on the screen because it's bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, then that's true. I guess it depends on the because I don't think a 9 or 10-year-old would be interested in this movie. Honestly, this is geared towards.
Not everyone would be. I think everyone is interested in the movie if you're under the age of 50 because it's Sonic the Hedgehog. We all know Sonic.
Yeah, no, I know.
We
I
all
get
know
you.
Sonic.
It's just not funny. I guess that's where it was. I
Yeah,
wish
it
it
was.
was fun.
Yeah, I wish the first half was. I found the second half. I found some of the jokes pretty funny. They weren't
Yeah.
memorable jokes, but I do remember chuckling at a couple of things here and there. But
Mhm.
yeah, that first half.
Was it because it was already done before, or you know, you know what I mean? I didn't see this. I just didn't see it as being original. You know what I mean? Everything had already been done. It's because we'd seen it somewhere else. Every joke they wrote in there, we had seen it from somewhere else. Like you said, the Bugs Bunny stuff.
The
I
way
don't
they
know.
did the story was original. It was all the stuff they added I mean, it was semi-original. They managed to do a twist on it because there's nothing's original anymore. But the way they
That's
did the story, they managed to twist it so it seems original. The problem is all the pop culture references and all the imagery we've seen already that makes it everything look like it's been done. Makes you realize remember it's all been done before, especially the pop references. That's why you don't use too many.
yeah.
Because you put
Could have
all
cut back.
those, yeah, you put all those in one. You've heard them at least somewhere else once. Every single one you've seen is different stuff somewhere.
Hmm.
Even if it's the only one in that whatever you saw, you still saw it already.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't feel like I was really seeing anything new. And don't get me wrong, I liked the narration in the beginning, like you said. I thought it was very creative. And everything that I liked in the old Marvel movies, like the Deadpool movie, the slow motion, what made the Flash cool, they had all this in Sonic. That's what made this movie cool. But everything that made this movie cool, like you said, it's already been done.
Or they did it too much.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah,
Or
yeah.
they themselves did it too much. Not even like it's been done too much. They themselves did it too much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. I can pick up what you're putting down there.
So that's Sonic the
Uh,
Hedgehog. Like I said, you can get if you don't mind your kids bouncing all over the place, knock yourselves out. But if you want your kids to sit down, put on the original Lion King, put on the original Little Mermaid, the original Mulan. Any Disney would be better if you want your kids to sit down, because then they'll be invested.
mhm.
Even at TV shows, you'd sit there and watch because you were invested. Uh, except for that damn one with that yellow dog. What was that? Zonk? Fuck that. That was another one of those zany bounce around garbage cartoon. Ugh. Stop treating kids like they're fucking idiots, is the point. They are capable of having intelligent thought and feelings that doesn't consist of, I want candy. Ooh, pretty lights. What else we got to talk about? Anything on your end?
Oh, well, interestingly enough, I've been dealing with, the idea, I guess that the pandemic has made people pretty desperate. So I thought it would be fun to talk about if there's any new scams going around. Aside from the you have to pay your electric bill immediately with green dot cards.
Oh, I've seen plenty. I've seen advertisement for face masks online. A carbon fiber face mask.
What?
I think I was in Vegas when I saw the commercial for that. I'm like, are you kidding me now? And you know what else I saw too, which was fucking amazing to me?
Hmm.
South Park made a joke about this a while back, but this shit really happens. I saw a memorabilia album about the pandemic.
Oh my goodness.
A guy playing, I don't know what kind, he's playing music that supposedly fit the crisis we're in right now. Like, where were you? I forgot what episode of South Park when they did that. But people really do that. And I was just like, what? I think it was the credit card debt. Oh no, you know what it was? It was the stairway when they were building the stairway to heaven. And the guy kept coming out saying, where were you? When these little kids decided they want to see a stairway to heaven, see his friend. And he was selling the
Mhm.
albums. I
Exactly.
saw that on an infomercial when I was in Vegas. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? People actually do this shit?
Hmm. Oh yeah. And so now there's something else. If Verizon, I think it's Verizon, if you get a text message from Verizon saying that your phone bill is due, don't click on it because it's a way they steal your information.
Oh
And there's
shit.
also something about Cash App. So if you can help it, try not to use public Wi-Fi and then use your Cash App or stuff like that on it because I heard about people getting their Cash App drained.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
public
That yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a lot. That's anything when the internet you use on public access.
Wi-Fi.
It was
Oh, so
something.
scary.
Oh, it was Skype. It was Skype actually when I set it up. It had a thing. Do you want to use home? Do you want to use this at home or at work or public? And it said right there, recommended not for public because public information gets stolen on there. They're not as
Hmm.
secure.
Oh yeah,
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 they do
super.
that to anything. I don't even use public Wi-Fi. I really don't. No, I don't. I don't use it at all.
Yeah, I not anymore. I make it so my phone won't reconnect. I pretty much have my Wi-Fi off all the time unless I'm home anyway. So
I never used the Wi-Fi because I had unlimited data. I've always had unlimited data, so I never had to worry about it.
yeah,
So
that's
I
good.
would just use my Wi-Fi at home to save on the data because it says unlimited, but it slows down after a while. But it's more than enough because I use my Wi-Fi at home, and I started using my Wi-Fi at work, and that's it. But I just use 4G. Well, whenever I'm out, that's good enough. I got more than enough.
Man, it's 5G. 5G is really good. I've got a
Yeah,
4G phone,
I'm thinking about
5G
switching my
phone.
phone. Actually, I might do that this week or next week. I might order my iPhone 12.
Oh, do it, man, do it, because you can always use a 5G phone as a hotspot. It's so convenient.
Yeah, well, I can do that with my iPhone now. I just don't bother.
Oh yeah, okay. There you go.
But yeah, I was thinking about upgrading. I just don't want to pay $100 down payment.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, because I
That's
have to
it?
put down 100. I have to put down like 79 for the phone, and then I have to pay the taxes, which usually comes out to about $30. So it's like 100,
All
I
right.
hate paying down payments. I'm just like charge it to my phone. Just charge it to my phone because I'm gonna upgrade in like a year or two anyway.
Don't take my cash.
I
I know, and
just
they don't want you to use a credit card.
yeah, I just
They
want to.
want you to hold hard cash.
Well, that's I don't care. It's already up there. Well, no, I would have bought it through the phone. I don't go to the store. I get mine mailed in. But
Oh, I don't blame you.
I just don't like paying it out. I just want to pay the tax and that's it. So, but I don't want to get the 11 just to pay the tax. I'm already behind. I'm like, I might as well just get the 12. So I'm only gonna do that this week or next week.
There you go. Sheesh. I'm an Android user right now. I have the Galaxy 5. Like, what are the newest? The Samsung 5G.
I
It's like
think
the
that
S20.
I don't even know you know what? I don't even know which one they're on because I gave up once I switched over to iPhone. I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah. There you go.
Because I switched over
It's
to
honestly,
everyone iPhone because everyone else I know has iPhone. I was like, all right, I'll switch, and I'm not switching back. It's a pain in the ass to switch. It,
oh, it really is.
yeah.
The passwords are too long. The fact that I have to enter that long password every time I open the phone, that was so annoying to me. I couldn't get over that. Mm-mm.
Oh, that's face recognition now. So you don't even have to do
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
well,
just like boop.
it has it. It
Oh
has it.
yeah.
It freaks me out though. Can you imagine if I put makeup on or something? It wouldn't recognize me.
Oh, it still does. It's the only way it doesn't recognize it recognizes me in the dark. The only way it doesn't recognize is it was my face mask. That's the only thing I do have to take the face mask off to use it. But other than that, sometimes I'll be looking the wrong way and it'll still open up. Like I'm walking down the
Oh,
street and I want it to open. I look up to see if the car's coming and it was there. I was there long enough just for it to open.
there we go. Oh, that's cool. I never heard any complaints about it really. The facial recognition seems pretty cool.
Originally, it was pretty bad, but they improved it a lot because they came out with that like 4 years ago. I think. I think I had it on my Samsung. It was bad. So was the fingerprint too. They were terrible, but they've gotten a lot
Oh,
better.
yeah. I remember that. I remember the fingerprint one. Oh,
Well, I wanted to do a second subject today, but I think we're like way over. So we'll just jump to the news because I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. Oh, I'll go into the second subject. I took your advice. I watched Misfits. I finished the first season
oh, good.
today. Yeah, that is really
Was-
good. So did you figure out? Oh, okay. So what we're talking about now, we're talking about a show called Misfits. It came out in 2009. It was a Hulu original. It's over now, right? Yeah. How many
Mhm.
seasons did they do?
I think they have 5 seasons, I want to say.
Okay, so this 5
Yeah.
seasons long, and it's really. My sister actually used to watch it. I'll tell you why she stopped. Um, it's really good. It's a British show, but it's a Hulu original, and it's so good. And I know those people that are playing it.
They're in everything.
Yeah, Ian Rowan was in Game of Thrones. He was in The Inhumans. I like him.
Mhm.
Um, I can't think of his name now. Something Shane. He's in the Umbrella Company. He's the one who
Oh,
can speak to ghosts.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it. Um, the blonde chick. I've never seen her in anything before, but I've seen her brother and stuff, and I recognized her face right away.
Mhm.
So she's in it. It's a good show. The basis of the show is these juvenile delinquents are doing the community service, and they're with their probation officer, and a storm comes through England, and they get these weird types of powers. And it's not just them, it's throughout the entire Europe, the entire Great Britain area. Like certain people ended up getting these weird superpowers, weird superpowers. So these guys end up with these weird superpowers, except for one, because he was in the bathroom when the storm was going on. And their probation officer gets the superpower. Oh, that's the thing. The powers are based on your feelings, how you feel about certain things. Like there's one guy he can turn invisible because he always feels invisible when he's around people because people think he's weird and will talk to her. This one girl, she can make any guy want her because because she felt like she was the shit and she can get whatever she wants because guys just want to have sex with her. She can get what she wants. So her power is she can make anybody have sex with her, which is not a great power because now she can't touch
She's
anybody.
a succubus. Yeah.
Well, she's not really a succubus because she doesn't take their energy, but they just
Oh, yeah, I
automatically,
forgot about that. She was like, yeah, I
yeah,
forgot about what that does to them.
yeah, it just makes them really aggressively horny. And
Hmm.
either they don't remember it or they remember it, but they feel like they can't stop themselves. So it's just like it's happening with someone else's body. And they're just
Hmm.
along for the ride. This one girl, I don't know why because I was kind of like not really paying attention in the very beginning. So I don't know what her deal was, but this one girl could read mine. And I don't know why she can read minds.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of missed her whole backstory other than because I wasn't paying attention to her until she got back home afterwards and she was with her boyfriend. That's when I started noticing And I was like, and then that's when I started to
Right.
notice the tie-ins with the powers, and then so I miss what caused her to be able to read
No, no,
minds.
no. I don't think you missed anything because that's how it starts. I think that's where you're supposed to find out. Like they slowly start revealing what their powers are, and then you kind of the character building starts too. So you get to figure out what their powers are and
Oh,
why.
but see, they give you a hint even before they get their
Yeah,
powers, because there's
yeah,
certain things said
yeah.
to each one of them at certain times. Did you figure out the last guy's power?
Yeah, yeah,
Nathan's? Did you figure it out?
yeah.
You figured it out beforehand?
No,
I did. I did.
you did?
Yes.
Good.
Because I started noticing, like I said, they gave you hints in the beginning, and it's based off their personality. At first, I thought he was invulnerable,
Hmm.
and then when that kid, I forgot his name, went back in time, and everyone got killed by the probation officer,
Hmm.
he was all cut up. So I said, okay, he can't be invulnerable. So then I was like, you know what? He's immortal. And sure enough, he was, because what happened was I remember what his mother said to him. And when he got kicked out the house, because this was by the time I figured out this is about the time I figured out it was all their feelings. I remembered earlier when he got kicked out of his house, he was talking all that crap, and his mother specifically said, that kind of stuff doesn't hurt you, but not everyone is like you.
Wow. Like you have no feelings. Wow. Yeah, you're immortal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was little
Wow.
hints like that throughout the beginning. It's like certain things said at certain points told you told you
You're
what
so
their
smart.
powers are. Well,
Wow.
that's because I'm a writer, so I noticed to pick up on these little things.
That's really cool.
I'm pretty sure a whole other writers picked up on that too. So that's how I was able to figure it out. Because when I saw him beat up, I was like, okay, so he can't be invulnerable. I was like, oh, you
Yeah.
know what it is? He must be immortal. He can't die because nothing affects him. That's why he's immortal. Nothing really affects him.
And I love his character in that whole thing. He was one of my favorite characters in that whole
I kind of
season.
do and I kind of don't. And the only reason I kind of don't is because he's playing the exact same character in the Umbrella Company, and I saw that first.
Well, okay.
Umbrella
Well,
Academy, and I saw that
remember
first.
played Misfits first.
I know, but I saw that one first, so I kind of like that character, and I kind of don't because I saw it already. I mean, he's a little
Well, okay.
different. Like an Umbrella character, he's way over the top. This time, he's just a little over the top.
Well, let me just say he's straight. He's straight in Misfits.
Oh, I don't care about that. It's just the
Well,
personality
no, I'm
itself.
saying I got more of a flamboyant vibe in like Umbrella Company and
Oh
in
yeah,
Misfits
that's definitely.
because I saw it first and because he was younger, I get that like 14-year-old boy mentality. That horny 14-year-old annoying boy that's gonna do what he wants. He knows the consequences, but he can't help it.
That's
It's
the
his testosterone,
that's the same
you
same
know.
exact character he's playing in the what's the name, but his is more over the top. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
in the Misfits, he's slightly over the top. Like
Mm,
you can take him seriously. And Umbrella Color Company, you can't take him seriously at all. He's an over the top flamboyant junkie who's just out of his mind. yeah,
mhm.
he has his moments where
He doesn't have limitations. I feel like he has limitations in Misfits.
yeah, 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 they keep him grounded. They keep him
Yeah.
grounded and lifted. Yes, they do. So yeah, so they end up with these weird powers, and what happens is the probation officer gets the power of rage, so he gets pissed off and tries to kill them. It's like a serious rage. Like, he tries to kill them, and they end up killing him. So then they have to hide the bodies, plus the body of the kid he killed, and then throughout the movie, they're constantly accidentally killing their probation officers.
That's the best part of the movie.
Throughout the movies. I'm sorry, throughout the series. So this is six. The first season is 6 episodes, and they killed 3 probation officers, and they're all accidents. Even the rage guy is technically an accident because they really want to knock him out, and then they thought he was dead, and he jumps up and tries to get them again, and then at that point it's just panic, and she just stomps his head in. So it wasn't on
All of
purpose.
it's adrenaline, yeah.
3 times. It's I haven't finished season 2. I just got to episode 1 of season 2, and I haven't even finished that one yet because we had to do this. But I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it. My sister got to season 2, and she already ruined this for me, but I'm used to it anyway. I had a feeling it was gonna do it. I knew they were gonna do it because it's a British show. They switched cast in the middle of season 2. So that's when she stops because she says she hates that about a lot of British television
Let me
shows.
let me tell you, I fell in love with the season 2 cast because you don't lose all the characters and they do explain where they go. And
Yeah,
some of them do come back. So tell her to give it a shot.
yeah,
Tell her
I'm
to give
gonna
it a shot.
finish it
Just make
because
it a good ending. This is one of those shows that I will tell everyone to watch because I felt so satisfied.
you got to watch The Boys. You said you have Amazon
The
Prime,
Voice.
right? The Boys.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, watch The
The Voice.
Boys. Watch The Boys. That is good.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really good. It's really
I'm
good.
excited.
There's it in there's been some unexpected twists that actually make sense. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but you know what? It makes sense. I mean,
Hmm.
it's good. It's really, really good. If you guys out there, you get a chance. It's called Misfits. You missed out the first time. Now is the best time to watch it because
Yes.
all the seasons are
At
there.
once.
They're hour-long episodes, so you'll be plenty entertained.
Hmm.
All right, and now we'll get to the news. Let's see. I took up a couple of articles, not too many. Might as well start with COVID, since that seems to be taking up most of the news articles today. COVID virus updates. In 1 week span, U.S. reports the highest number of COVID cases during the pandemic. NHI half something something antibody trial. I guess they're holding the trials for the the virus. This is in USA Today, actually. The U.S. has more than 481,000 new case. They gave a specific number, but 481,000 new cases of COVID last week, setting the record for the most infections reported in a week since the pandemic began. Nearly half the country set records for new COVID-19 cases in a week, while 5 states had a record number of deaths in a week: Montana, North Carolina, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Wyoming? That actually exists? I thought that was like Chernobyl. Like no one lives in. Have you ever met anybody from Wyoming?
Never.
Have you ever heard of anybody going to Wyoming to visit?
Yes.
You
Yes, yes, yes.
have? Oh my God, it does exist.
Yeah, it exists, unfortunately.
I thought it was just woods and we pretended people lived there.
College there.
You went to
There's a
college
college
there?
there. No, no, there is a college
Oh.
there. Kevin Smith did a Q&A there. That is the only thing I know about Wyoming.
Wyoming. Wow. Wisconsin's public health officials and contact tracers say they are struggling to keep up with the virus's spread. While El Paso, Texas is airlifting COVID-19 patients to neighboring hospitals and converting. Oh, I'm sorry. And converting, I was like, what? They're converting the civic center into a medical site for an additional 100 beds. Jesus. Goes on about stuff around the world. When will there be a vaccine? Our panel of experts expected at least to have at least one COVID-19 vaccine that will be approved in the coming months. I guess this is said by the CDC or the people making the vaccine. But right now, they put the trials on hold for hospitalized people. Oh boy. I'm not trying to skip mass panic, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're making it worse by giving people these vaccines. If they're trying to
So it's
use this,
mutating.
if they're trying to use the same tactic of the flu.
Right.
That's just a thought. I have no proof of that. Don't go run around putting that in Twitter because some dumbass millennial will read it and think it's true, even though that's just a theory that I have with no evidence whatsoever. Let's see what else we got. Florida man accused of stealing a bulldozer to dig up Biden signs. James Blight of Haines City allegedly got drunk, stole a bulldozer, and terrorized people who had Joe Biden yard signs in a primarily black neighborhood. Yeah. After High Cities police picked him up, authorities said he told them, "I've been drinking whiskey all day and don't remember what happened." However, after some digging, Spectrum News found out that High Cities police did not perform a sobriety test while booking Mr. Blake because officer says he was not drunk.
What?
Oh God, the chief of police issued this statement. It's absurd that a grown man could think he has the right to destroy someone else's property based on a difference in political opinion. The fact that he was driving this heavy equipment that he did not know how to operate down busy roads could have been disastrous. We're thankful no one was hurt in the matter. So you're telling me, what time was this? They don't give a time. You're telling me this man was able to get into a fucking forklift.
A bulldozer.
I'm sorry, a bulldozer. You're right. You're right. A bulldozer. Drive down the street. And according to him, he was drunk. So he had to be swerving, and no one thought anything of this. Oh, hell, that tells you right there. I guess he wasn't drunk.
That's what's used. Is that a okay? So what's the thing that's used to dig holes? Is that a
That's
backhoe? Is the thing
yes, that's a
like
backhoe. The
outside this?
bulldozer, a bulldozer is the shovel in the front, the one with the big shovel in the
Right.
front.
Okay. All right. So if you can imagine somebody coming into your yard and scooping the biggest hole.
But see, that's the thing. Some bulldozers have the backhoe on it. It has a bulldozer in the
Right.
front, the backhoe in the back. So I don't know which one he was using. He might have been using the bulldozer with the backhoe in the back. He was trying to use the backhoe because it said digging up people's yard. Unless he was just
And
like crushing their entire lawn moving forward. What the fuck, man? World's gone crazy.
and he's not drunk. They didn't think this. They
They
didn't
said
think
the
to
cop said he
take his
wasn't
blood.
drunk.
He's not drunk.
Yeah, the cop said
He's
he
just
wasn't drunk.
passionate.
I don't think he was drunk either, because there's no way he could have drove down that street. Like you see a bulldozer driving by in a straight line, you're thinking don't do the construction work. Fine.
Mhm.
There's no way he could have drove down that street straight drunk. Not when he's like,
Mm-mm.
I don't remember. That's blackout drunk. There's no
Yeah.
way he drove that. And he doesn't know how to drive it, which means he had to figure it out. Nuh-uh. Uh-uh.
That's
Uh-uh.
yeah.
I can barely figure out how to get my key in the lock when I'm drunk. There's no way he figured that out right there on the spot. So drunk that he don't
Crap under
remember.
my tongue.
No, 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 no. The story's full of holes there, buddy.
Right.
He was charged with criminal. This has to be at night because there's no way, unless it was on a weekend. There's what was this article? This was updated October 26th. That's today actually. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this was a Sunday because he broke into the construction site to get the backhoe or bulldozer or whatever. He's charged with trespassing on a construction site, grand theft, criminal mischief of $1,000 or more. Well, if he gets to 2,000, I know if in 2,000 here in New York, that's grand larceny. You going to jail.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know
In
what it
DC,
is.
it's
I don't know what it is in
for,
Florida, but 2,000 in New York, you go to jail.
in Maryland, it is anything over $200 is a felony.
Oh,
That is grand larceny.
jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. You don't go by.
Yeah, the former mayor says it should be charged as a hate crime, which they might do. Who knows? Because this man definitely was
I
not
mean,
drunk. No one says a hate
he-
crime just has to be against race.
exactly.
It can be against religion, political views. Chile. Jubilation as Chile's vote to rewrite the constitution. I'm not going to read this whole article, but there was a ballot passed at 78% for them to redo their constitution because one of the things they wanted to get off of there was okay, one of the old era dictatorship that argue entrenched equities by putting the private sector in control of the health, education, housing, and pension. Basically, the rich people were in charge of everything. So they wanted to get rid of that. That was like the major thing. So the poor people can get better health, education, and housing and money for work. That was the major thing they wanted to do. So congratulations, Chile. Just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Get a chance
Sure.
to rewrite history and make things better. Don't let the greedy tell you what to fucking put up there. You know what you poor people know what you need. Don't listen to the greedy folk. What else we got? Shots fired. Shots fired. Arrest. Oh, shots fired. Arrest in Eureka, meaning someone fired some shots and got arrested. What? When did they just write that? What'd you say?
I just laughed at the translation.
This is like awkward reading. A man was arrested Saturday morning at, I'm not going to give this address, for allegedly firing shots and pointing a gun at another man who had been called to a home by a woman who was asking for assistance in leaving. This is up in Humboldt County. Before 12:30 a.m., after 27-year-old Marvin Bryce Montgomery reportedly became verbally aggressive with the woman who with a young child and a shot at the door when another man arrived outside. My God, who writes this shit? Why couldn't they just say? Never mind. uh, Montgomery was then reported was reportedly wa- Montgomery then reportedly walked outside of the residence and pointed the gun at the man. There was no injuries. Montgomery was booked on suspicion of assault with a firearm, discharge of a firearm in gross, shooting at an inhabited dwelling, and child cruelty. That's as far as I got in this article. I didn't feel like reading the rest. They don't tell you much afterwards anyway. It's not that he hasn't been set a date or trial or anything like that. So pretty much stops there.
That escalated very quickly.
Yes, it did. I'm like, how's he shooting at somebody's house with a child? Like, what the fuck, man? It was probably his child too. Now
Yeah.
that I think about it, they don't say that, but it was probably his child she was holding. So
Crime of passion.
I'm just like, what the fuck? I know I'm just sitting here quietly because I can't even make a joke about that. That's just some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Domestic violence isn't anything to joke about.
Nope. All I can say is fucking the world's going crazy. Uh,
Absolutely.
what's else? Oh yeah. Another fire in California. Listen, people, just leave. It's time to leave the West Coast. Just let it go. Too many signs for you to get the fuck out of there. Mandatory evac orders as massive Silverado fire grows in OC. Two firefighters critically injured. This is time for everyone in the East Coast to move inland. Get the fuck out of there. The Silverado fire in Orange County is now more than 70,000 acres and growing Monday. I guess this is from Sunday. Fuck, man. Every dangerous situation in this other canyon area of Orange County where a fast-moving wildfire is being driven by high Santian winds. There are more than 90,000 evacuees from the fire. Yeah, no, seriously, can we just move everybody out of there? Because it's not a safe place to live anymore. I think I think the Midwest is safer now than the West Coast. They get a shitload of tornadoes. But these fucking fires, it's like every fucking month. It's fucking October and they're still having fires.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's time to go. Everybody needs to pick up their shit and get the fuck out before they end up in the ocean. I didn't get that far in this article, so I was trying to keep it short. But yeah, everybody get the fuck out of there. Fires is coming. Get the fuck out. Two firefighters. One was a 26-year-old. One was a 31-year-old. Both were covered in second and third degree burns. Oof. And are currently inhabilitated. Oof. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. Let Hollywood burn. Make a new Hollywood further inland. Vegas is nice. I mean, yeah, Vegas is nice. So yeah, Nevada works. Move there. Move over there. Stop the line there. Go from north to south. make Nevada, make Nevada the end point to the West Coast. Anything
There we
above it and below it, you're good to live in. You go further west, no good. Just stay out.
go. The fault line.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
exactly. Because this is just too much in a year. and it
Hmm.
seems to get more and more as every year that passes. Damn, man, it's November. It's still having problems with the fires. Well, on some happy news for Detroit, anyway, this article is today. Detroit is now proposing a rule for operation of recreational marijuana in the city. Hooray! You guys are finally going to get to have weed legally like the rest of us. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, one of the selling points is that the war on drugs failed. But you think? I didn't even know what the fuck marijuana was until you showed it to me. They have an opportunity to participate in an injury that estimates to yield $3 billion annual sales. Got that fucking right. Everybody's getting high.
At least. At least.
So you guys may be able to get your weed legally real soon. Yeah, they just went to a hearing for medical marijuana dispensaries to. Oh no, this one isn't. Okay, no, this is news. They're showing a picture of a guy. I guess back in 2015 he was trying to get this done, and they were just like, no. So the proposal's up again, and it looks like it might go through this time.
Hey,
So keep your fingers crossed, guys. Y'all might be the next ones.
they ain't gonna turn down money. I don't think they're gonna turn down that money.
I don't know. People are weird,
Mm.
and people in government are even weirder than people. I think that was the
I
last
know it.
article I looked up.
I think in Indiana they made it legal for recreational use, but if you want to grow marijuana, you can't get crop insurance.
Hmm.
Isn't that nice?
Ah,
So it's cool. You can buy it if you want to sell it. You can, if you want to grow it, you can legally sell it. But if something happens to your crop, you cannot insure it, which is so screwed up. Just at least in that state, they're changing it. But
yeah, 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 yeah. I know in Boston you can grow it, but there's a limit. You can have, I think it was like 6 plants total, I think it is. Three adults,
mhm,
three babies. It might be nine, but I think it's six. It might be
makes
nine
sense.
though. It's no more than nine though, but that's it. And three of them have to be babies. Like you can't have them all adults at the same time.
Hmm, interesting.
I don't know if there's a law about growing marijuana here in New York yet, but you are allowed to smoke it recreationally and for medical use. I don't know if the dispensaries. I only think there's one dispensary I've seen here in New York. I don't know if you need a card for it or not. I know in Vegas you don't need cards. You just go to the dispensary and pick some up. But here I don't know. I haven't tried. I might try the dispensary one of these days. Like, do I need a card? No. Hey, gimme.
It's recreational, you don't need a card. If it's medical in your state, obviously you need one to, travel with it or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, you actually don't if you're going from a state to state that it's legal. You have less than
well,
an
yeah, yeah. But
ounce.
I mean, like from a state to like a
Yeah, non-legal
non-recreational.
state. Yeah, recreational state. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for the night. This is actually went way longer than I thought I would. I think we was on for like 2 hours. Jesus.
That's the power of editing. You can cut out all the garbage.
Next week I have
Glad you
no
got to watch
idea
this.
what the hell I'm watching next week. Do you have any ideas what to watch next week?
Oh, not yet. I haven't really been keeping an eye open, but give me like a day. Give me like a day. Let me peruse and ask around.
I know my sister told me about something um on Hulu. Oh, the new Bloomhouse things. Because I think she said they're going to be gone soon.
Blue House?
Bloomhouse. Bloomhouse is the company that which one is it? Peel or Keaton? Which one likes the horror?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's whichever one likes the horror. He has his company is Bloomhouse. So they have like
Okay.
something on Netflix. I'll ask her I'll text her tomorrow and I'll send you, and maybe we'll do that, or if not, we'll do something you think of. We'll figure it out since you have no
Yeah,
ideas right now.
yeah.
Because I kind of not like having given an announcement anyway because I don't want to fuck up like I did last day with New Mutants. Yeah, we're gonna do New Mutants this week. No, I could not get a good copy, so that was a no. And don't want to pay $20 to watch it on whatever I saw it on. It's like
I don't blame you.
that's a lot of money for something that might be trash.
Hmm.
If this was a Marvel Studios movie, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know that's gonna be good. Let me go. But
Nope.
this is the last Fox Marvel movie. Yeah, I don't think I'm paying $20 for that. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll hear. I'll wait. I'll wait for y'all to tell me if it's good or not.
Oh, so I gotta watch it first. I have to suffer. So what if it's
Yeah,
bad? I can suffer by myself.
yeah. No, I'll offer you as tribute.
See how I get treated. Well, that's all we got
No,
for
I'm
you,
just.
ladies and gentlemen. It's night night for me. I don't know about you, but I'm going to bed after I have another drink.
Oh, okay, that's you.
Yep, that's all we got for you. So, oh, plugs. Duh. I always forget about the plugs. You got anything you want to plug?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, you can catch all my other stuff on Cinemastrophe. I think it's wordpress.cinemastrophe.com, or you can just put in cinemastrophe.com. It should pick you up to the WordPress page. And you can watch my stuff on YouTube. You can type in Cinemastrophe, Don Perignon, and that's Cinemastrope, Cinemastrophe. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as Don Perignon 77. I believe that's it. Oh, and if you guys have any questions to ask me or Emma, you can write them on Twitter, you can write them in the comments, or you can send them to donperignon_v1 at yahoo.com. That's the official email address for this show. All my shows actually. So I take all questions and comments there. Also, I got a lot of bugs. As I said, this is the last week for Greene County Farm Museum to be open. Like open, open. November 2nd. Yeah, up until November 2nd. Still have the hayride and the pumpkin patch. Corn mazes are sold out. Floral Express is sold out. The street vendors are there Saturday and Sunday. I don't know about the weekend, so come get Ruben's Tacos. Ruben's Tacos, East Coast Street Tacos. You can follow them on East Coast Street Tacos NYC and East Coast NYC.com and East Coast Street Tacos NYC on Instagram. I think they have a Twitter too, but I'm not on that one, so I don't know what it is. I think that's all the plugs. That was long. And I'm tired. Say goodnight, Emma.
Oh, good night, Emma.
Hey, she got it on the first try. Better than another co-host. I'm just kidding, Jay. I'm just kidding. Good night, everybody.